40 files duplicated silently in a merge that looked clean. Git's rename detection failed, and the old paths took over the build. Let's break down Git Merge Strategies: Recursive, ours, theirs, and Octopus, how it works, and the exact mistake behind that failure. Merge strategies are the rules Git follows when combining changes from different branches. The default ORT strategy replaced Recursive in Git 2.33 for better performance and rename handling, but you can override it with the S flag. Git provides several strategies. ORT is the default for most merges. Recursive allows fine-tuning with X options like patience or rename threshold. Ours discards all incoming changes, while Octopus merges multiple branches at once. Git detects renames by comparing file content similarity. By default, if two files are at least 50% similar, Git considers it a rename. If not, it treats the old file as deleted and the new file as created. This can lead to duplicate files in a merge. Here are common merge commands. The first line uses the default ORT strategy. You can specify recursive with patience for better rename detection, or set a custom rename threshold. The ours strategy discards all incoming changes, while Octopus merges multiple branches at once. This is the same issue we highlighted at the start. Here's exactly why that happened. The team renamed 40+ files with significant content changes. Git's default 50% similarity threshold wasn't met, so it treated them as delete plus create. The merge produced both old and new paths. The build system picked the old paths, causing stale code to run. Git's default rename detection threshold, 50% similarity, treated renames with significant content changes as delete plus create, causing duplicate files. The fix lowered the threshold to 30% via the rename threshold option. The fix was to rerun the merge with a lower rename threshold using X rename threshold equals 30. This time Git detected the renames correctly. They cleaned up the duplicate old paths and set merge rename limit globally to prevent future issues. The default rename threshold of 50% can cause files with significant content changes to be treated as delete plus create. This leads to duplicate files and potential data loss. Always use X rename threshold for merges with extensive renames. The S-hours strategy records a merge, but keeps your branches files entirely. All incoming changes are discarded. This is useful for superseding a branch, but can cause data loss if used accidentally. Using xtheirs auto-resolves all conflicts in favor of the incoming branch. This can silently discard your changes. Use with caution and only when you're certain the incoming branch is correct. The article mentions ORT replaced recursive as default in Git 2.33. If your Git version is older than 2.33, the default is still recursive. Check with Git version. The X options work with both, but ORT is faster and handles renames better. After a merge, use Git diff namestatus head to list files that were added, deleted, or renamed. This helps catch cases where renames were misdetected as delete plus create. The snippet shows how to count renames and spot anomalies. The resolve strategy is a two-way merge that can be faster for simple histories, but cannot handle crisscross merges. It's rarely needed, but useful if you encounter merge conflicts due to complex history that ORT or recursive mishandle. Use Git Merge resolve. To debug merge issues, first check the post-merge diff with Git diff name status. Look for unexpected adds and deletes. If renames are not detected, rerun the merge with a lower rename threshold. Set merge rename limit globally to avoid threshold issues. Let's run through some common interview questions. What is the default merge strategy in Git 2.33+? ORT, how does Git detect renames? By file content similarity, default 50%. What does xtheirs do? Auto-resolves conflicts in favor of incoming branch. And a few frequently asked questions. How do I change the default merge strategy? Git config merge strategy recursive. Can I merge more than two branches at once? Yes, with S-Octopus. What does xpatience do? Uses patience diff for better rename detection. To summarize, ORT is the default strategy. Rename detection has a 50% similarity threshold. Use X rename threshold for merges with many renames. Be cautious with X theirs and ours. Always verify the post-merge diff when renames are involved. Ready to go deeper? Up next, signed commits with GPG. Verify your identity in Git, then Git LFS. Large file storage for Git repositories, then GitHub issues and projects. Track work beyond code. Find them all at TheCodeForge.io. Thanks for watching. The full article and code examples are covered in detail at TheCodeForge.io.